Hi everyone, I am actually going to share a few little vulnerable things about myself today. I'm having one of those days. It's been a lot of conflict. If you know me, you know we're putting in a pool. And my neighbor is not the happiest of individuals in the best of times. So when we are using part of our shared area to access our backyard, he's really not that happy. So long story short, we've been doing everything we can to keep everything kind of nice and neat and not ruin anything on his side, and promising to, fix everything up. But really, there's no happiness there. So I'm not a lover of conflict at all. I'm not shy, obviously, so I don't mind sharing my opinions and my feedback, but at the same time, I try to do so in a non-confrontational way. And that's just kind of how I've always been. I don't really let the little things get to me typically, but when it's something fairly significant, if someone is not feeling good about me, it really bothers me. So I just thought I'd share that with you. And the reason I'm talking about that is because I want to talk a little bit about emotions and how emotions can affect us when we're in a state of transformation. And for me, I used to handle my emotions through eating. I never really overate a crazy amount, but the kind of things that I would eat or the times that I would eat, it wasn't for fueling my body. It was for emotional support. So I would use food in a time like this when I was anxious or I felt conflict, and I would definitely turn to food to help soothe me and make me feel better about what was going on in my life. And over time, I've really moved away from that. And it's been great. I think a couple of the reasons why I've moved away from that are very important to share. The first reason why I think I was able to move away from that is because I used to restrict my food. So I would actually have restrictions on things like no eating chocolate, no eating any kind of treats, definitely not allowed, always on a diet, always restricting my calories, and that was kind of how I operated. What I ended up noticing was that would really set me up for a binge. And if I just got a little bit emotional about something, that would trigger me, and then I would be into, and I'm not talking about a major binge, but I would definitely be in an uncontrollable state of eating, in terms of definitely eating more, kind of undoing any good I had done that week in terms of working out and feeling good about myself. And it really did not bring anything positive. And actually, the physical parts of that were not the worst. It was the emotional part. Because after you're finished having, what you shouldn't be eating, and then you realize what you've done, it's an emotional drain on you. And you start to feel bad about yourself. And that's something that I do not miss. I know that I'm no fitness model, and I know that I still eat things I shouldn't eat. But at the same time, I don't really use it as an emotional crutch. So for example, if I used to buy a chocolate bar or something and I have it around the house, and then I have a moment of weakness, it would be gone, the whole thing. And now I actually have chocolate sitting in my cupboard for a long time. I don't even care. I don't even notice it. I'll have a piece here and there, but it's not something that's in the back of my head. It used to be in the back of my head, don't forget the chocolate, don't forget the chocolate, don't forget the chocolate. And I wouldn't forget the chocolate, right? And so now that's just not even there. It's not in my head. So the first way I think that I helped myself with that is I stopped restricting myself, and I started to actually fuel my body. And it wasn't in such a panic mode that one little emotional thing could set me off. So again, a little bit of stability throughout the day with proper nutrition and no restrictions. If I want chocolate now, I'll have a piece of chocolate. But I don't need a whole chocolate bar, or I don't need a whole bag of M&Ms, the big bags, the peanut butter bags, just saying. I don't need that, right? I can have a few and I can actually taste it, and that's something that's really good because then I'm done. I've had a treat. I feel like I've had a treat. I don't feel bad afterwards. There's no emotional component. The other thing that's really helped me with this is mindfulness. And it's a little bit, people think it's hokey or whatever, and I need to be in yoga to do meditation or mindfulness, and it's not true. I was in a workshop last week for my PA day, and they were talking about mindfulness with kids and settling them into the classroom. But one of the exercises that she did was taking a Hershey's Kiss, and we had to unwrap it, we had to close our eyes, we had to take our time, we had to smell it, we had to put it in our mouth and let it ruminate. We couldn't actually bite down on it until she told us to. And at the end, a whole bunch of people were in shock over what it actually tasted like, because they'd never taken the time before. It was just, how many can I pop in my mouth, right? So if you're actually mindful when you eat, you will notice that you really want to eat a lot less. And maybe the things that you think are treats aren't even that good. So that's the thing for me now. I still like chocolate. I'm not going to lie to you. Chocolate's something good, but it has to be high quality chocolate. So like if my husband buys a pack of Mars bars, I'm not interested. Like it doesn't even hit my radar because that's not great. Or he likes cake. I don't even like cake. So I'm not touching that. Whereas previously I would have thought that this is like an escape, an emotional escape, and I wouldn't have even thought of it as food really, right? It would just kind of numb the pain. So I just thought I would share that about myself. It's a little bit vulnerable, a little bit hard to talk about, to be honest. But I think that those are the ones that people usually, I guess, understand and feel the most and maybe want to connect with the most. I could talk to you all day about other things that other coaches will talk to you about, but this is really something that's deep down in my heart and something that's really helped me. So if you have any questions on that or on maybe suggestions, I can give you some meditation or mindful apps if you'd like to know any of those, or any suggestions on how I kind of beat a lot of that binging mentality by treating myself better. Please feel free to comment, or if you're not comfortable commenting in the group, please comment or personal message me and I'll totally get back to you and talk to you about that. So I hope you're having a great day. And I know I'm going to, go to bed a little bit earlier today because it's been that conflict, but I'm not going to be binging on a whole bunch of crazy foods after I'm done this. So hopefully everyone's having a good day and I'll see you soon.